Hey everyone! Welcome back to English Practice Every Day. In today's story, I want to share something very special. My journey to English fluency. It's not a story about being perfect or learning fast. It's about patience, practice, and a lot of small steps that finally added up. If you've ever felt stuck or thought, I'll never be fluent, trust me, I've been there too. I started learning English when I was about 17. At first, I was shy, really shy. I could read a little and understand some words, but when someone asked me a question in English, my brain froze. I'd panic, smile awkwardly, and say, "Sorry, my English is bad." But deep down, I didn't want to stay that way. I wanted to watch movies without subtitles, travel, and speak with people from all over the world. So I made a decision. If I couldn't learn fast, I would at least learn consistently. That was the moment everything started to change. Tip 1. Build a daily routine, even a small one. I didn't have much time or money, but I had my phone. Every morning while eating breakfast, I listened to short YouTube videos in English. Things I actually liked: travel, cooking, and motivation. At first, I didn't understand everything, but I didn't stop. I told myself, if I learn even one new word a day, that's progress. And it worked. After a few weeks, my ears started to get used to the sounds. Sentences that once felt impossible started to make sense. Fluency doesn't start in your mouth, it starts in your ears. Tip 2. Speak, even if you're afraid. For a long time, I avoided speaking. I thought, I'll wait until my English is perfect. But that day never came. One day, I joined an online group for English learners. Everyone there was making mistakes and nobody cared. That changed everything for me. At first, I could only say short sentences like, "My name is Daniel," or "I like coffee." But the more I spoke, the more confident I became. I realized that fluency isn't about speaking perfectly, it's about speaking without fear. Don't wait until you feel ready. You'll never feel ready. Start with what you have. Even if it's just saying a few words a day, say them out loud. Tip 3. Learn through things you enjoy. When I started watching English movies, I used to get frustrated because I couldn't understand everything. But instead of quitting, I changed my mindset. I stopped focusing on every single word and started focusing on the story. I watched my favorite movies again and again. Then I moved to YouTube, listening to podcasts, short talks, and funny videos. I repeated lines from characters I liked. I mimicked their voices. I even practiced in front of the mirror. That's when I noticed English didn't feel like a subject anymore. It became part of my life. Tip 4. Stop translating everything. In the beginning, I used to translate every word in my head. It was exhausting. Then one of my teachers said, "Don't think in your language, try to feel the meaning." That sounded strange at first, but I tried it. I started using simple English dictionaries and writing small sentences using new words instead of memorizing lists. After a few months, my brain started connecting ideas directly in English. That's when I knew I was really improving. Tip 5. Be consistent, even on bad days. There were many days when I wanted to quit, but I learned that fluency doesn't come from doing a lot once. It comes from doing a little bit every day. Even 5 minutes of practice is better than nothing. On busy days, I listened to a podcast while doing the dishes or repeated words while walking to work. Consistency turned English into a habit, like brushing my teeth. It became part of who I am. Tip 6. Surround yourself with English. I changed the language on my phone to English. I started writing my shopping lists and personal notes, all in English. It was uncomfortable at first, but soon it became natural. Everywhere I looked, English was there. In music, on YouTube, in my notes, in my head. Tip 7. Don't compare your progress. When I saw other people speaking better than me, I felt discouraged. But I learned something powerful. Fluency isn't a race. It's a personal journey. Everyone learns at a different pace. What matters is that you keep moving. Today, I can watch movies without subtitles. I can talk to native speakers. And most importantly, I feel confident even when I make mistakes. Because fluency doesn't mean speaking perfectly. It means communicating confidently. So if you're on your own English journey, remember, you don't need to be perfect. You just need to start and keep going. Small steps every day will get you there. Now, it's your turn. Which of these tips will you try first? Tell me in the comments. And if this story inspired you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next episode of English by Storytelling, right here on English Practice Every Day.